and welcome to our panel 3A afternoon session. I'm very honored to chair this session. We have three different speakers. I just remind you that this session is being recorded and that you have about 30 minutes each with a 10-minute question and answer session. Our first speaker, I see her, is Vanessa Vanzan. I invite you to share your slides if you can. Your speech today is on meaningful interactions, so analysis of non-propositional effects in the interpretation of internet memes. So look forward to your talk. The floor is yours, Vanessa.
Thank you, Fabrizio. Hi, everyone. So my name is Vanessa. I'm actually a PhD student in computational linguistics at the University of Gothenburg, Sweden. I'm not working with the relevance theory framework right now, but still I really wanted to be here, and so I will be presenting today part of my dissertation thesis, which was conducted in Brazil when I was taking my master's. Yeah, it was when I started working and I would say fall in love with the theory. And yeah. So Fabrizio, are you gonna tell me about the time just in case?
Absolutely. I can give
Yeah,
you
just
5
interrupt
minutes
me.
from, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Right. So I believe everything's fine with the slides. Okay, so just to outline some assumptions that ground this presentation, I start from the idea that meaning is not only conveyed through propositional content, but interpretation is shaped by cultural assumptions, social relations, and collective practices, which often operate beneath the surface of what is said or explicit. So these underlying dimensions play a crucial role in how people understand and respond to communication. And this become even more important in the case of humor, where much of the intended meaning is not directly stated. So humor often relies on subtle cues, background knowledge, and especially on audience alignment. So, which makes its interpretation especially sensitive to context. So, building on this, the focus of this study was to ask, how do people actually navigate these layers of meaning in practice? More specifically, we looked into at interactions on social media, specifically on Twitter and Facebook, where internet memes are shared to explore how attuned different respondents are to non-propositional effects at play. So this this brings us to the core of this presentation, I could say. So not just what is said or what people see on posts on social media platforms, but how it is informed, how it is transmitted, and how it is interpreted differently depending on who is reading, who is in that shared context. So, and then the question is why looking into internet memes? We believe that internet memes, they are useful. They are a useful object of study because they depend on much more than, let's say, explicit content to be understood. So their meaning often relies on shared context, cultural knowledge, and which could make them ideal for exploring how interpretation works when, let's say, when meaning is implicit. So also they are special. They have their own characteristics. We see that they have one of the characteristics is that they are spread on social media to be called internet meme, to have that to be called like that, to have that status of an internet meme. They have to be spread widely. And so with that, we can see how different audiences may make sense of the same content in different ways. Well, the genre we are addressing here, internet memes, a central idea is that they function through the combination of usually image and text, where both may serve as ostensive stimuli, and because they are also, they may be used, for example, in marketing campaigns. We have that a lot. They are designed to attract attention. So from this combination, we may get explicatures and implicatures, and then these also, we have to consider that these images that we have, they are not just, let's say, decorative, but they contribute to meaning, to the inferential meaning, by triggering possible implicatures. Well, but how we interpret these visual and textual cues depend heavily on context and cultural background, specifically now talking about the genre here, internet memes, which may shape how the relation between image and text is processed. So because memes, this specific genre, they are processed sequentially. We move between text and image, and the full interpretation arises from how both are combined. So here is an example. If I show you this, life was always a matter of waiting for the right moment to act. We just have the linguistic entry. So some possible, let's say, interpretations we may have would be, in life there are appropriate moments for everything. These appropriate moments can take time. These moments don't always happen when we want them to, and maybe we must act cautiously. But if we have something like this, we may have some different assumptions. So here I list a few possible ones. So in life there are appropriate moments for everything. These appropriate moments usually take time to occur. 3, the person waited to act at the right moment, but the right moment never came, and then we see that because in the second panel it shows what apparently remains of a decomposed corpse. 4, they died waiting for the right moment to act. So one possible explanation here would be that one would be on the explicator level of the text. 2, 3, and 4 would be implicatures derived from the image. So without the image, maybe 2, 3, and 4 would not be derived just from the lexical entry. Okay, so we also have we integrated humor in this study. Because humor interpretation in this discussion may rely on the audience's ability to make inferences and access context, as meaning isn't explicit, even when something seems irrelevant in that sense in terms of content, people still find meaning through interpretation. Humor is also culturally rooted, so it's tied to language, identity, and shared practices, and I believe we talked about this today a lot. So internet memes, they may reflect this. They are not just about sharing information, but they are about emotional connection and group belonging. That's how we introduce this here. And also, importantly, relevance is subjective. What feels meaningful or funny may depend on the individual. So for this study, we looked into, we had a qualitative analysis to 6 internet memes posted on Twitter and Facebook. And then we looked into how context dependent the meme itself was, how responses demonstrated that they had or had not, let's say, got the meme, using reaction, tags, and comments. So this was a way of saying that, okay, we can look at this to say if a person could understand or could not understand, but of course we cannot say that is 100% accurate. and see the sharing context, if it was a public or specific. In that sense here, public refers to public pages on social media, and specific pages would refer to a specific groups on, for example, let's say Facebook pages where people are fans of a specific series, so they share memes about that. So here I have a few examples for you. Basically, the way I collected these memes, I used words that would refer to the memes, or like the names of the memes, let's say. And they were conducted in English and Brazilian Portuguese. So I put like hashtags like Donald Trump and then saw a few of them. So this was one of the collected ones. The other one is usually referred to as a human yelling at a cat. And so we collected, and then we tried to have the same memes from Twitter and from Facebook. It was not possible to find the same ones. And then we analyzed the comments. Here I didn't put like all the comments that the memes had, just for the sake of visual elements, but it was basically like that. I would analyze the comments and responses to that comments, and then I was trying to understand if, based on the comment, we could say, okay, this person got the meme, this person didn't get the meme, or what was happening there. It's important also to say that we didn't count for reactions, but maybe it would be a good idea to do that, look into a lot of taggings and hearts. That would be some kind of reactions, but we didn't look into that. It was more about like comments. This is another example. This is a specific page on Facebook in which people were fans of Game of Thrones, the series. Sorry, this is in Brazilian Portuguese, but yeah, I can translate for you if you know a little bit about the series. The meme says name, holder, favorite band, The Doors. And then in the comments we have person A says, to tell the truth, I thought this guy didn't like that band very much, but obviously it was important in his life. And then the person B is using the way that we laugh on social media in Brazilian Portuguese. And then we have C as a reply to B saying, I was about to go to sleep, but then I had a quick dream about that there was a meme, a funny meme waiting for me on this page. So I came back, I saw Hodder's face, and then I went to bed crying. So for those who know, you know what this is about. This is also another example. This is a language memes. It was also posted on a specific domain page where people are Brazilian Portuguese speakers learning English. So they usually share memes in which they have to translate from English into Portuguese to get the pun intended in the meme. That one was not the case. Yeah, I can translate for you. It says, it's sad because I know how to use every word in English, but I always forget how to use the ones in Portuguese. So we collected, and this is a very, very simple analysis. As you can see, we just have the names of the memes here. We have the category if they were posted on a specific context dependent. If they were a specific context dependent. So, for example, the meme about Game of Thrones, we classified as greater because people, they had to know about the series to make sense out of that specific meme posted there. We also have the number of comments. So for example, this one, we only could find that version on Facebook, not on Twitter. And then, yeah, it was also posted on a specific group. It was a specific page on Facebook. So, yeah. What is our claim about the role of non-propositional effects, looking into that very simple analysis and looking to our qualitative analysis about every comment and the sequence of comments, that the sharing context, whether public or specific, may influence how likely a meme is to trigger optimal inference. but the effect is not straightforward, as we could see. For example, the meme about the Game of Thrones, Hold the Door, it was shared in a specific context, had a high rate of optimal inference, which could support the idea that when audiences are already aligned with the meme's background, for example, inferential processing is more successful. However, there was another meme that I didn't show you, the Mean Girls, a meme about the movie Mean Girls was also shared in a specific context, but it didn't have the same optimal inference, suggesting that specificity alone doesn't guarantee interpretative success. But we also had in contrast the Donald Duck meme and the Donald Duck Donald Trump meme. They appeared across both domains and they had mixed results. They were posted on specific and public domains, but they had mixed results. So we could say that while sharing context matters, it interacts with meme content as well and audience assumptions in complex ways. But what we noticed was that comments on memes shared in a specific context, sometimes they did not lead to always to optimal inference, but they still receive a lot of engagement, and which was something that we didn't look into, but we could say that there was a lot of reactions, a lot of tagging. So, and this could suggest that users may still perceive relevance in a way, not necessarily through accurate interpretation, but through emotional resonance, shared identity, or to show a social belonging and social bonding in the group. So we believe that this could show could indicate that the importance of the role of non-propositional effects it's present when users don't fully understand the meme, for example, but they still engage. They would react it with we could say even like more jokes or trying to explain to people who could not understand. Yeah, so yeah, overall, I would say, yeah, I think I have covered our findings with what I just said, and yeah. So just to, let's say, conclude, in this study we found that propositional content may be seen as less crucial than non-propositional effects, particularly when interpreting memes that rely on specific context-dependent knowledge. And these effects, such as showing group belonging, they play a central role in the interpretation and should be maybe more explicitly accounted for linguistic analysis of online interaction on social media. In that case, we could claim that non-propositional effects could compensate for the low informativeness of the genre, internet memes, or maybe of other humorous texts shared on social media. Because it would make them, apparently it may make them highly relevant within specific groups, even when the surface content is minimal, doesn't add anything new. That was my presentation. Thank you.
Wow, lovely, Vanessa. Thank you. You finished well ahead of time, so it's much appreciated. And so I open the floor to any questions from our audience. Are there any interventions, anything that you might wish to add or ask Vanessa on that regard? In that case, I'm going to ask you one thing, Vanessa. How did you come about this project? Because I go back to the idea of multimodal that you know, is buzzing in my head, has been buzzing in my head for many, many years. Albeit, I mean, although I tend to concentrate on linguistic communication, but obviously human communication is much more complex than just verbal. So, first of all, how did you come out about with the idea? And secondly, how did you do you think it's a real struggle to have to come to terms with the multimodal nature of human communication, so verbal and extraverbal all come together?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's definitely a challenge. As I told you at the beginning of my presentation, I'm not working with the relevance theory framework directly, but I am working with multimodal aspects of communication between humans and robot interaction. So, yeah, I believe I will be talking about the relevance theory framework very soon. I don't know yet. But the idea for this thesis was well, it was about using, because I was using internet memes to teach. And I had, well, students like my classes because of that, I would say a lot. So it became a thing using memes in class, and then all these questions about, okay, why you didn't understand that meme, or I thought you'd know that. So yeah, it was very, I would say, natural, that question. And then as I was already familiar with the relevance theory, then I started reading papers and chapters of many people who are here today. And then I believe that I started looking to humorals and all the layers that are part of that, and then I could start seeing like, wow, this is so complex. An internet meme is not just uh, to like, okay, this is something funny, look, I'm funny. No, it's not. You have to use it in a context so it is a way more successful, let's say, in terms of what you want to communicate, or even as a ostensive stimulus. So I think it was very natural, the interest for me. And also when I was taking my master's degree, I was my advisor. She was also studying the relevance theory, so it was very natural, my interest about it, and looking to humor processing or understanding, let's say. Yeah.
It's lovely. Well, it's lovely to hear that.
Um,
Are there any other questions from the floor? Anything at all? Then I thank you, Vanessa.